Yes, we're back. We're back. We're going to Africa. We're going to Africa, Burkina Faso. There's been another plot twisting. There's a way Africa, man. There's another plot of killing or assassinate Burkina Faso leader Captain Ibrahim Traore. And this is just happening a couple of days ago. And this is the sad part. I don't understand what is going on with the African. As African, we are the problem to ourselves, but a plot to kill Burkina Faso military leader Captain Ibrahim Traore, the West African nation has announced. Lieutenant Paul Damiba, a military officer, ousted by Traore in September 2022. The Secretary Minister said in the later night broadcast, our intelligence service intercepted this operation in the final hours. They had planned to assassinate the head of states and then strike other key institutions, including civilian, further alleging that the plot had been funded by neighboring Ivory Coast. There has been no comment from either Colonel Damiba or Ivory Coast. Damiba has not said anything yet since they said that he's part of the assassination, that he's plotting. What I saw, a television broadcast for Burkina Faso, I saw over there, it said Damiba, he denied everything that they're saying about him, that he want to assassinate Captain Ibrahim Chirayu. I heard he denied that, but I heard the plot that it was to assassinate Captain Ibrahim Traore and blow up his house. The plot was to kill him at close range or blow up his house. This is crazy, man. This is really crazy. Since seizing power, Captain Traore has faced at least multi-coup attempt and is also grappling with growing jihadist violence that has forced millions from their home. And this is the problem. The 37-year-old military leader maintains strongly popular support and gained a lot of following across the continent for his Pan-Africanism vision, criticism of Western influence. I have no problem with that. He's trying to do something for his nation. So this is what is happening in Burkina Faso, but let's play this video so we can try to understand a little bit. Let's go.
Be carried out through a series of targeted assassinations of civilian and military authorities, beginning with the neutralization of Comrade Captain Ibrahim Traore, head of state, president of Faso, either at point-blank range or by an operation to mine his residence.
Chef de l'État, président du Faso.
And became from Ivory Coast, whose most recent operation amounts to $125,000. So, I would also like to point out that arrests are ongoing, as is the dismantling of the networks.
Ivory Coast.
So there is an audio that they're talking, they're planning the plot to assassinate Captain Ibrahim Traore. This is crazy. Captain Ibrahim Traore has survived at least 18 assassinations, with some sources suggesting the number could be as high as 30. This is crazy. This African leader survived assassination attempts several times, multi-time. Traore presidency has been marked by extreme violence, according to multiple reporters. He has survived at least 18 assassinations, and the number could be at least as high as 30. Imagine that. It could be even higher as 30. This man is only 37. And do you know who's doing all of this? Is us African. Is us African. As we heard, the military minister said, it was planned by Damiba. He was thrown out by Captain Ibrahim Traore in 2022. This is what revenge is about. Sometimes when the people that you get rid of, the same people that they're gonna come after you. And it's always happening like this to us in Africa. What is gonna take for us Africans to understand that there is good leader that came in before us, and the majority of them they've been assassinated, just like Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore is young, and he's fighting for the people of Burkina Faso and the African people. But there is a majority of people they don't like Traore. And these people are the African, ourselves African, and especially the old generation. We are the worst one. The old generation, we are the worst. We don't want to hear anything from Ibrahim Traore. We wanna please the Western. We wanna please our master. Donald Trump banned 26 African countries from entering United States, include Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Why he put all three of them country as well? Because do you know why? Them free country, they don't want anything to do with the Western. So Donald Trump, having so much hate, they want to take a lot from the African, but they don't want the African to make any progression. And this is the problem we're having. Look, as African, we are the worst one. No matter how much I can try to point my finger to the Western, but we need to look deep to ourselves. What can it take for us to make some great impact in this world? It's not like we never done this before. Oh man. Misery and suffering are things that are within ourselves. Misery and suffering is something that we like. As African, we like to stay in misery. Suffering is something that we endorse. It's so sad. You have a young man, Captain Ibrahim, a young man that he's trying so hard to show young people that we can do anything that we want. It doesn't matter who you are. This is what Ibrahim Traore is trying to do. He's trying to show a lot of young people, but no matter what he tries, we are still not happy. We still want to stay under slaving. We still want to stay under colonization. We like to beg. The thing about us African, we like to beg. Look at this. Gaddafi, he did everything to grow Libya. Gaddafi, he did everything. Libya, the oil that they had, Gaddafi invested in all of that to build the country. From nothing, he built the country. But look at this, the Western, the propaganda that they pull in the medians, news, and the public, what they do, civilian, we pull it to ourselves. It's like, oh yeah, Gaddafi is doing so much bad, so let's overthrow him. The propaganda. That's why if you listen to this, one message Traore is saying when they was interviewing him when he went to Russia. Ibrahim Traore, he said, when he was young, he was listening a lot of radio from France. All the news that they was putting about Africa, the lie, he was listening until he stopped listening. He started studying, he started understanding. A lot of the propaganda that comes from the Western is all lie. So he understood. He was like, no, we need to change the mind. What the Western they throw to us is like a lot of young people, they didn't know that for the Western to defeat Nazi, Hitler, his army, it was the Russia that they fought a good fight as well, and the America they sweep in. But the Western, they don't speak about Russia. They don't speak about Russia in that war. Russia fought in a good fight. Even the African. A lot of African people, they don't know that any black from America or any black from European, a lot of all of these black, even in Africa, they don't know that there was a lot of African nation that they fought in that war as well. The Chinese, they fought in that war. We always hear about the Chinese. The African, they fought in that war as well. World War II, African, they did. A lot of Western African, they went to the war, they fought a good fight. Senegal, they did as well. But the problem is, we don't know all of this. What the media, they put in us, and we believe. And the sad part is, that's what we do as African. We like to listen what Western, they saying about us, and that's when we agree. But when it comes to somebody that looks like us is saying the truth, we tend to ignore it. We need to stand up. We need to start teaching our children. You need to stay strong. You need to be smart, because this world that we're living, the people that they're going to lay you down, the people that they're going to turn on you is no one else but people that they looks like you, especially people that are close to you. They are the dangerous one. Until we don't remove the Western ID in our mind, we can never be free. The thing about us African, we still have the Western here. I'm telling you, I saw a comment. Somebody from Uganda. A lot of Uganda, they're calling on Donald Trump to go save them in Uganda. We need to start getting stronger and smart, intelligent, study. A lot of young African, a lot of young Black African, we need to understand. Study to yourself so you can understand that you have all you need. We need to we're doing the same. Do you know that our father, our grandfather, they did the same thing that we're doing? We calling, when Kennedy was in power, imagine that 1960, in the 60s, our parents in them time, they were young as well. They were calling in the Western to go save them in Africa. Can you see we're doing exactly the same thing they did? Begging the West to come and save them, but we can't stand up for our 2 feet and fight the good fight. But we can't do it. In Africa, we need that. Listen to Gaddafi when he said, Africa is for the African. African land is for the African. Ibrahim Traore add this one, homeland or death. We need to understand. You as African, you have to fight for African. Stop calling for the Western. What Donald Trump and his government they did in Venezuela, that's not the way. Venezuela people, they need to fight the good fight. Go to 1700, the French Revolution. How did they start? The civilian. They stormed to the king castle. Yes, they did. They break that castle. Now that's why you call revolution. Where is our revolution? All the time we need the people that they colonize us, and that's the people we want to beg to come and save us. It don't make any sense. Let's remove ourselves from the Western. Let's remove this mind thinking about the Western. We need to remove this concept that we have before we do anything or before we stand up hard. The Western, they need to come and save us. No, we need to get smarter, study. Look at Ibrahim Chirayu. You think he became like that because he was just sitting up in his house doing nothing? He studied. He understand his country. He understand the struggle of his country. He was like, you know what? I need to bring all the young people together so we can work harder. And he did that. For him to achieve what he has now. Come on, man. He studied and understand his country. Why don't we copy that rather than asking Donald Trump to come out from a president? Even if I don't like them president, they've been there. I'm not going to call Western to go over there, overthrow them. African, our young people to understand you need to get stronger, smarter, intelligent. It came by working harder to understand, study, educate yourself, really educate yourself at home every single day, constantly. Understand the country that you're living. Be around smart people. Be around people that they want to make a country better. Don't be the lazy people that they don't want to do anything. They just want to give the country to the Western. No, that's bad. Let's understand the resource that we have. Let's understand our country better so we can fight for our country, so we can bleed for our country. That's what you call revolution, rather than selling our land to the Western. Do you think the Western, they'll sell their land to us African? I don't think so. Look at Donald Trump. He never went in war. He never even been a soldier. He never served. Donald Trump in his life, never. Because daddy had money. He never served. But he will send his people to war because he don't have the gut to fight for his people. He talk, but he can't fight. That's money. His money talk, but for him, he won't fight. President Kennedy, that's a leader I will follow. That's a leader I will follow because he been in the army. He served. Yes, Kennedy, the president that got assassinated, he served. And that's the leader that we need. Not the leader that they never serve in their life. They never struggle in their life. No matter how much we can blame the Western, but the problem is us. We need to look in the mirror. So we need to start asking ourselves hard question. What is wrong with us? How can we change? Why we don't like anything good? Why do we like everything ugly and terrible? Why do we like to sleep in the mud and still begging? Why is all this? Yes, the Western, they left us in a bad way. But we still in colonization. Long as we have all of them leaders, they give our country away, we will never progress. Ibrahim Traore needs to train his people. Because look at what happened to Venezuela. That president was betrayed. How can America, they kidnap him from his home? He was betrayed. Where is his soldier? They wasn't there to protect him. They wasn't there to guard him. What happened? USA to just kidnap a president at his house. How? Come on, man. There should be some fight. The soldier, there should be. I don't understand what just happened in Venezuela, but you know what? The people of Venezuela, they celebrate. They said Maduro was a horrible person. They want America to save them. There we go. America saved them. They removed the dictator. But they're forgetting Donald Trump. He's a dictator himself. He's not helping any American people. But some America, they said he's helping. So the world is a bit crazy. We come out with so many things that majority of us, we don't understand. It's just the same way in Africa. You see a leader like Captain Ibrahim Traore. A lot of Burkina Faso, they'll say he's a good leader. A lot of them, they'll say he's no. They still want to stay in slavery, in colonization. That's what we like. When a white man is whipping us, telling us what to do. And look at the twist. They let us borrow money and they say we are in debt from them. And they're taking everything from us.
Damn.
Black people, when are we gonna learn? We need more smart young black men and female. So I hope we can try to produce more of them so we can have intelligent, smart young people that they understand Africa is a great place for us to build, not for waste, not for grave, not for us to be sending our children in a graveyard. Africa is not a cemetery, but we're making it a cemetery. I hope we can build ourselves so we can be a great nation in the future. I'll catch you guys to the next one. Peace.